As we're ringing in a new school year, pandemic style, and with all the new bond packages on the table, the status of the recall remains uncertain. And we're taking your calls tonight on Norman News Live. Our first caller is Mary Margaret Muckety from Ward 2. Why don't you tell us your thoughts on the community's recent issues with electoral disunity? And how are you feeling about the new bond packages?
Well, I think if they're going to have a cow tipping facility on the west side, they need to have one on the east side, too.
I couldn't agree with you more. Next up, Ward 3 Chad Slag, another recall spokesboy. Tell us what brought you into this Unite movement.
Golly geez, I'm the face of the organization because the developers told me I am. Those people are sure swell, don't you think?
Yeah, they're pretty swell.
I like Mr. Haha Moran the best because he gives us all our own brick with our names engraved on it. I cried when those devil kids ran over his toe.
Okay, well, I don't think that really happened, but he seems to be one hell of a guy.
But don't listen to the loud music because it makes him have a scary face.
Thanks for the call, Chad. You've given us a lot of insights in this whole recall movement. Okay, back to Ward 8, Dane Clodsome. Have you managed to patch things up with your rival anti-abortion group here in town?
Oh my stars, no way. I am never talking to those people again.
And why is that?
Well, they're just a bunch of devil-worshipping Catholics is all. And we got tired of feeling like we just had to bring something to their little black masses every week.
Black masses.
Besides that, my buddy with the goat farm, he quit the group. He couldn't stand to see his babies in such pain.
Well, that sounds scary. All right, well, what else is getting under your skin these days?
Well, actually, I had a question for you.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know if that Sinclair over there on 77 still has them good fried gizzards? I can't hardly find them anywhere in this town. Radical vegans probably run them all off with their vicious liberal ideology and things.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know anything about that. But tell us your feelings on the Aquatic Center.
Well, about that, I just want to say I think that little shingles outbreak down at the Lazy River, that got blown way out of proportion. And everybody's getting so nasty about it on those Norman pages, just bickering back and forth about how best to do it in the budget. Either way, somebody's getting screwed. And that's all I really care to say about it.
Well, I certainly can't argue with that. Okay, we have another call. It's Manford Lamebourne, spiritual advisor to Unite Norman. Go ahead, Manny.
Those foolish women. Their crazed deviance and carnality is an abomination. They should all be confined to an asylum. They have absolutely no place in politics. They're far too sensual and debaucherous for the business of governing. To till the fertile soil of the Republic requires the steady hand of the male species.
Well, with that attitude, I'm guessing you probably know a lot about using your hands, and actually I think your little problem might be,
Well, I don't have that problem. And besides, it happens to everybody sometimes.
Well, the problem is it's probably just that they're not that interested in being sensual and debaucherous with you.
They should all be confined to an asylum. They have no knowledge of racial hygiene or proper breeding techniques.
Is this about eugenics? I mean, or you could just swallow your pride and go see a doctor about it. I mean, it's nothing.
You will listen to me. As long as I'm around, the patriarchy will forever reign supreme.
Okay.
For I am descended from the finest German breeding stock.
You really should just pick up some of those blue pills and, I don't know, pay to play, buddy.
You weak-minded fool! Mesmerized by the treacherous female, imbibing foul milk straight from the witch's tit. Curse you! Curse you!
Please never call here again, Mr. Lamebourne. Anyway, we have Eunice Gentry waiting on the line. Tell us what's going on the senior center front.
Well, hello, young man. I just called to tell you I think the cleaning lady is stealing from me again. I can't seem to find my timepiece anywhere.
Well, I've got good news for you, Ms. Gentry. It actually happens to be the case that I have a friend who works down there at the assisted living center. So why don't I just give him a call and he can help you secure that along with all the other valuables you have there scattered around in your unit.
Oh, thank you, young man. That would be wonderful.
Don't mention it.
could you have the kitchen boys send over a glass of milk and some soda crackers for me? They burned the baked potatoes at lunch again, and I'm starting to get hungry.
Sure thing, Miss Gentry. We'll get you some milk and soda crackers here in a jiff. Okay, Barry Clarksdale, what's bothering you about this aquatic center proposal?
Everybody knows those are hotbeds of homosexual activity, and we ought to keep them out of this town.
Naturally, and you say this because...
Well, you just look at them. Taking naked hot tubs together with fancy bath salts and scented candles. Popping each other in the hindquarters with a hot wet towel. Knowing full well how good that can hurt sometimes. Especially when your wife is out of town for 2 whole weeks on another business trip.
Well, I don't think anybody really expects the facility to be used by anyone in your age group and demographic. But anyway, I would suggest that you go to the city and discuss your budgeting concerns with them.
Well, let me just say I might support it if you hire my buddies to help run the thing and keep all the gay stuff out. That means no tight britches and no synchronized swimming. You agree to that, then maybe we won't have to run y'all through the ringer next time on your socialist rainwater tax.
It's not socialist, it's... Anyway, I'm taking notes here for the Charter Review Committee concerning city-run facilities. So what I've got here so far is no tight swimsuits, no hot tubbing, only hire people that Barry knows personally, and make sure to shut out the poor people while making them pay for the leisure activities of your affluent friends and members of the elite Norman business community. Does that sound about right? All right, well, okay. And now, horses.
Break them. I'm doing what I love to do. Gotta break the horse. Gotta break the horse. They will simply wait until we've done enough. Completely break them. I'm doing what I love to do. break them. I'm doing what I love to do. Gotta break the horse.
However, that was a tiny step, and what we were trying to do was get a rhythm or a series of steps, so I had to use a slight tap instead of outside the leg forward. So we just tried to go and sickness or AIDS. The first thing I want to find out before we start our training is what does Norman do when he has the whip in contact to him? Ideally, your whip should always be used as an extension of your arm, and so what I'm just going to find out is when I apply the whip to his body, does that create a response?